History of the Serbian language. For us to talk about the Serbian language, we first need to identify who the Serbs are and where they come from. The Serbian people are perhaps one of the oldest people to inhabit Europe, and more precisely one of the first natives to the Balkan Peninsula. The history of the Serbian people is very variable, and it's defined by multiple historic events. The most common one you will hear is the so-called Slavic Migration, which compels that all Slavic people are migrants from the east who came to the European lands for better fertile lands and more forgiving climate. If to be believed by written Byzantine records which state that where the Slavs had marched grass did not regrow, so great were their numbers. By this record we can just imagine how great the numbers of the Slavs were. From this record sprouted the famous legend about Lech, Czech and Rus, two brothers who were kings in hopes of taking their people to settle bearing fruitful lands and form countries. Rus went east and formed a vast kingdom which was named Russia after him. Czech went south and formed his kingdom which was named Czechia after him. And Lech went west and formed his country which was also named after him. However, the name of that country was lost in time and records, but scholars form a connection with the Polish region Silesia, and that country today is known as Poland. The first alphabet to emerge from the Balkans was the Glegalitic Alphabet, constructed by two Bulgarian iconographs, Kirill and Methodius, who would rise up to the status of saints after death. The alphabet was used widely across the Slavic countries, and its most commonly used was in church liturgy. In the 9th century, the Bulgarian Tsar Simeon I gave the order to create the Cyrillic alphabet, named after the previous developers of the Glegalithic, which would replace it. Cyrillic alphabet was made official in Bulgaria in 1893 and became the most used work of literature between the Slavic countries, and was deemed the third official script in European Union in the year 2007, along with Latin and Greek. Because Serbia was under constant influence from its neighbors in the Middle Ages, certain points of the country changed, as did culture, tradition, so did the language. Today, in the Serbian language exists 5 dialects which are spoken in certain regions of Serbia. Those dialects are Šumadijsko-Vojvođanski, Kosovsko-Resavski, Prizrensko-Timočki, Istočko-Hercegovački, and Zetsko-Raščki dialects. The common spoken tongue is a combination of all the dialects who by their important characteristics and before all substance and structure make up a whole. Throughout history in Serbia 4 languages were used: Old Slavic, which was used in church writings, Serbo-Slavic, Russo-Slavic, which was brought to Serbia from Russia by the plead of the Serbian church, which was under constant political and religious pressure, and Slavo-Serbian language. The literary Serbian language is a combination, or more precisely a same-time use of the Šumadijsko-Vojvođanski and Istočno-Hercegovački dialects.